Me also step on the protocol observed. Let me start by introducing myself. First, my name is Councillor Tebo Muchachepa, the new mayor
My
of...
apologies, Councillor. Honorable members, can we please allow the Councillor to do the presentation? Thank you.
Thanks, Chair. I'm Councillor Tebo Muchachepa, the new mayor who just got in on the position. On my left, I have the Honorable Speaker. I must indicate that she's also new. It's Menzwaki Mukati. On my right-hand side, I've got the acting MM, who is actually seconded from the province Kokta to Mohokari recently. And then the far left, I've got the acting CFO. He's also seconded from the Kokta. Honorable Chair, let me also indicate to the collective and appreciate the fact that we are given this opportunity to come and actually present in front of the Parliament. Honorable Chair, we got into work under very difficult circumstances, I must say, whereby as per our report we indicated that when we got into office, we were from the industrial strike that was actually confronted the municipality for quite too long, with the issues of our workers, which were not actually properly attended, I will say so. But if you check to our presentation, Honorable Chair, for the financial year 2021-22, we obtained a qualified opinion. From there, 23-24, we obtained a disclaimer, which then raised very serious concerns. But for the past few weeks, I must say, because we have ascended the office on the 26th myself, the Speaker is just recently, we've been back and forth in terms of trying to stabilize and getting all the employers and the employees actually back to work, so that we can start functioning as the municipality and provide the services as actually supposed to be provided in terms of the legislation. From there, I will step down and give the acting MM just quickly to deal with the 4 issues that were actually raised by Auditor General in line with our municipalities. We tried our level best that we answer direct to the question, and we also provided a proof of evidence on some of the matters that we'll be raising, so that we don't come and deceive the Parliament. Thank you very much. Acting MM.
Thank you, Chairperson and honorable members. Like the mayor have indicated, one of the key issues was around the issue of the late submission of the annual financial statement. As the municipality, we acknowledge and agreed with AGSA about that challenge, that it did happen that the municipality didn't submit as per the legislated time frame. One of the key issues, honorable members, is that the municipality of Mohokari has not been stable administratively since 2022. One of the issues is that immediately the council that came in 2021, the most issues that they've dealt with is the suspension of senior managers. And immediately after that, those suspensions, they never came to board to make sure that there are speedy processes that are taken to finalize all those cases. One, it was the CFO suspension, which took more than 2 years being suspended, with people acting on 3 months basis and going, and others resigning in the municipality. While the situation was still bad, there was also a suspension of the municipal manager in 2023. The municipal manager who never even served for a period of 10 months. His matter was challenged. It was a court matter, and eventually the council suspended him, of which the same matter of case being prolonged, it happened. And the MM was finally terminated. That administrative instability, the municipality could not, because there was no senior officials who were tasked and accountable to deal with the issue of the submission of the AFS. The municipality was eventually left with accountants. I want to be just clear on that. Accountants who are not even at the senior management level or middle management level, who were left wanting. There were interventions that came from National Treasury in 2023, around November, immediately after the AFS that were not of quality were submitted to the AGSA. The CFO, seconded by the Treasury, only took about 3 months with the municipality, to an extent that the AFS for that financial year only was able to conclude its audit report in March, which means about 3 months, as it was supposed to have submitted in December. AGSA had to also leave sight of the municipality because of the instability, both politically and administratively. Offices were closed. They couldn't finish their audit in time. They had to leave site. The only time that they came back, it was in January to finalize the audit. And that has impacted negatively to the municipality. But not everything was lost. COGTA then sent a delegation or seconded CFO to try to deal with those issues of the municipality, more especially in the finance department, so that eventually there are AFSs that are coming in. But that process also, it had its own challenges, in that the CFO couldn't give out the AFS in time because he only arrived in the municipality in July, while it was supposed the AFS was supposed to be presented in August. He had only a month to prepare the AFS. What we did in the municipality is to request proactively, so the Auditor General talked about the late submission that will happen. Those late submission happened in October. That was 2 months after the due date. Those AFS, because of the lack of leadership in the administration and in the political, they didn't produce quality, because it was only in April this year, 2025, when AGSA was presenting the report. It was like, let me call it was a mess in a simple English word, what happened. But we are saying as the municipality, there is a remedial action to deal with that. Currently, all the positions of senior management of the CFO have been advertised. It's closed yesterday. The director, community services, it was advertised, it has closed. Currently, at least we have the corporate service director, which means all matters that need senior management to intervene will be done as a matter of urgency. Also, at the political front, we are happy about what intervention has happened, that there is a new leadership in the political space, in the political sphere of Mohokare local municipality, who just started now in late May and June respectively. And we believe that they will stay at this chief.
Sorry to interject in that. You are left with 1 minute.
Okay. On the issue of the unspent conditional grants, the municipality over the years, to be honest, they've been using the money allocated for conditional grants for payment of salaries. That has crippled both service delivery on issues that the community have been raising in Mohokare. As we stand now, the municipality from last year we have been paying over the money that was utilized for unconditional grants back to provincial, to national treasury. That's one of the issues that make it more difficult for the new administration and the political leadership to survive on, because all the time when equitable share comes in, a particular millions must be diverted to pay back the legacy matters of projects that started around 2010, 2011. That we have decided as both political and administrative that we need to complete this project as a matter of urgency, and recovery must happen to those who did not do what they were supposed to do. I'll gladly indicate that, more especially in the project of Ruve. And
As you wrap up, your time is up.
all right. In the projects that are unfinished, there is a company that have committed that they will pay back the money that they were supposed to have implemented the project with. I've received their correspondence immediately, and now immediately when AGSA raised a material irregularity around that project, we took the matter to our legal department, legal service, to indicate that we, as much as whatever happened, the money can be taken by treasury. Our issue is that the projects must be finished, and those who have misused the money must pay back that money. I think that will be that, Chairperson.
Thank you. I'm now going to allow honorable members for clarity seeking questions. If you have. So the approach that we are going to use, because I've realized that during the previous presentation there were some questions that were not answered. So we are going back to the initial approach whereby you ask a question, you get a response, and then we go to the next member. So we'll start with Honorable Fanzane, then we'll go this way.
Thank you, Honourable Director. So again, the equitable share question, have you written back to the Minister of Finance regarding the withholding of your equitable grant, equitable share? Because I see that you also owe the retirement funds 150 million rand. Again, this is people's lives. I don't know, it's very shameful. I don't know how people do this. So I want some clarity on that. Then what percentage, shall we answer that one first? I think, yeah. What's happened with that?
You can ask your questions,
All of them,
and then they will
okay.
respond once.
And
you are-
then what percentage do you spend on salaries? Because you said you've been using the conditional grants, which is very illegal, by the way. I don't know how provinces let that slip by, to pay for salaries, which means it's quite skewed, the priorities. What is your collection rate? That is the next one. And then when is the last time that you spent your conditional grant on salaries versus actually spending it on infrastructure? Because we know I drive through Rouville, Smithfield every week on my way to the airport to go to Parliament. So I know the situation of these communities, and it's in dire need of infrastructure. So if I can just have that answer.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. I will answer on the issue of the National Treasury, the issue of the equitable share. Indeed, we answered to National Treasury, Honourable Member. We did make submission as per required. They actually released a portion last week, Thursday, so that we pay over the third parties that we made payment arrangements immediately. I think just 5 minutes after it arrived, the money in the account of the municipality, we paid over. We were expecting another tranche today. When we were communicating with them, they indicated possibly by 2 o'clock, but this far they haven't released the money. I've checked with the CFO, and successfully so. I must indicate that we were able to pay salaries for the past 2 months since we ascended the office with the little revenue collection that we are making. So I will give others to the CFO to speak on them.
No, thank you, Mayor.
Majoro, can you please also note that you are having 2 minutes to respond to all the questions asked per member.
Okay, no, thank you, Mayor and honorable members. Good evening. On salaries, the percentage is sitting at 61%, and the collection rate is sitting at 9%. We have done an assessment as the municipality to check what could have been an issue, and we realized that over the past 5 years, the percentage has started to decline, but there was a year where the percentage was sitting at about 20-25%. And when we investigated, we realized that there were other revenue streams that this municipality, Mohokare, was embarking on, which we eventually fell flat. An example, Mohokare municipality had a traffic management system as part of revenue projection, but that system has fell flat. But as we have discussed with Mayor and the MM, we are in the process of reigniting that process again, so that we improve our revenue collection. And then on grants, last year it happened that our account was attached by a certain pension fund, municipal workers pension fund. Now, when they attached the account, they were looking to receive 13 million. And the 13 million included own revenue, and it also included part of conditional grants, which, of course, it went to the pension fund instead of going to the project that it was intended to. Thank you.
Thank you. When your staff establishment salary bill is at 60%, it means that you don't have money for operational cost, which means that your service delivery will suffer. We'll then go to the next member, Honorable Kubeka.
Thank you, Chair, and greetings to the team from Mohokare. I don't have much, Chair. It's the same thing as the previous few municipalities. Here I just wanted to ask, besides paying the salaries, what else is this municipality doing? Because I'm gathering that bulk of these municipalities, all they seem to be worried about is paying salaries. What else are they doing in terms of service delivery? Is there anything happening there? Because we hear them speaking about, what about all the other functions of a municipality? How far, what's going on there? And I think the Premier is still here. I think at some stage the elephant in the room here will be, when do we begin to discuss the role the provincial or the political leadership is playing or has played to date in the dysfunction of these municipalities? Because the political leadership at province and at these municipalities at some stage has to account. There's no way that a provincial leadership will look at deteriorating municipalities and not do anything to a point where municipalities get to the stage. I'm not here trying to posture politically. I know that it's a very touchy subject, and it's not a subject that a lot of people want to discuss, especially on this platform. But I think maybe at some stage the Premier, I would like her to indulge us and tell us, over the past couple of years, what happened? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Ajoro.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, let me go direct to an answer. The reason I provided the background that we are from the 3 months kind of, industrial strike with workers, staying away, not operating properly. Amongst other issues is issues that they were affecting the workers, your third parties, and other necessities. we engaged. I've just ascended the office on the 26th. This whole process, we've been engaging workers to try to speak to them, the realities that we are confronted with as the municipality, to say, can we get back to work so that we start to address these issues, because it doesn't assist that we are not fully going back to work, we are unable to actually service our communities, and ultimately they won't be able to pay services, and we are not going to be able to get revenue in that regard. But what other things that are actually happening? The municipality is functioning, Honorable Member. We are collecting revenue. We are providing water services. We are attending to complaints. There are critical issues of the sewers and water leaks, whereby we are losing a lot of water in line with water leaks. Then it costs us to procure more chemical, meaning it costs us more spend. So we are attending to those. We are providing services, but indeed our services are interrupted in between due to part of aging infrastructure, amongst many other things, and we are attending to them. We also want to work towards issue of working on the turnaround time in terms of attending the complaints, because the more we delay in terms of attending to them, it impacts on bad impression in terms of the municipalities, and it's one of the things that actually communities are raising on our interactions. We've been interacting with communities. They've been raising a number of things. We are actually trying our level best to see that we actually meet them halfway and ultimately become better on daily basis. So yes, services are there. We are providing services to our communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Major. I think at some point we'll also need to look at the bloated organograms in our municipality. And also, how do we deal with municipalities that have long reached the ceiling of staff establishment, whereby when we are expected to be in this particular percentage, you triple that. And in one of our committee meetings, the speaker of Machabeng, who's the president of Salga, when we were looking at the challenges of municipality, he indicated that as much as we are dealing with these systematic challenges, we must also look at the invisible hand that is playing part in municipalities. And explaining that as the external forces who've got power over those who are running municipality, who are influencing some of the things that are happening in municipality and ended up having a negative impact in our municipalities. I will then give Honorable Mkalipi.
Thanks very much, Chair. Greetings, Mayor and the team. You just mentioned when you introduced yourself that you just elected in the office with your speaker. Maybe just clarify to us when exactly, because when I was just trying to listen to you, you mentioned 26th of this month or what. And then the other thing that you keep on referring to as one of your challenges is that is the labor unrest. The department also said to us one of the challenges, which is governance in nature, is the labor unrest that was taking place in September and October 2023. So is this labor unrest that you are talking about since 2023? 2 years later, we are still facing with the same challenges. There is one. Secondly, I want to understand that before you were elected as a mayor, you were in the system as a councillor before, and what role you were playing? And recently, you and the speaker just been elected. I'm told that someone is saying that you were elected illegally. Can you also clarify that, because there is an allegation that the speaker's signature were forged electronically in that meeting that you were elected. Even the speaker, I'm told that she said she didn't call the meeting, but I need a clarity from your side. You know why I'm going with these questions. If there are people who are also challenging your elections with this kind of challenges that you are having, it's not going to be very easy to get all people just to solve your problems. Now, as a new team which is fresh, when you just get elected, you have fresh ideas, you have fresh energy, etc., etc. You go there, say, I'm available. When I'm available, I want to ensure that this municipality is going to be what I want to be. So now, as we are here, we send you questions as this portfolio committee to say, please clarify to us. For instance, we ask you the anticipated action to be taken if the preventative actions or targets are missed. No response from you, while you know very well that you are in a very difficult situation. We ask you AG's comment on response. No comment from you. Reason why irregularity or transgression occurred, no response. We ask you, consequence management exercised to the transgressors in line with the relevant legislation, can't just apply names and action because this kind of questions is going to also to assist you to have a turnaround strategy of the municipality. I know that you just said you just got elected, but as a leader, you don't cry. So I want to understand if you are aware about the Roxville 27-kilometer pipeline. I think is a project of some sort. And that pipeline costed 48 million, but it remains unfinished as a project. So just take us through what is the way forward there. And just take us through, because if your employees are also does not have qualifications, they are going to cause you problems, big problems. So just tell us that is your employees have requisite qualifications. And then the last thing.
As you conclude.
Oh, okay. Let me just conclude. Yeah, those are the things that I want to understand. The MPEC, because one of your problems is the MPEC. Does MPEC sit? When was the last time? Do you have also a disciplinary board? If you do, when was the last time met? Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. The Executive Mayor.
Thanks, Chair. We tried by all means to capture all the questions. Quick one. The labor unrest, the one of 2023. No, I was not actually speaking about that. This one started actually in February this year, if I'm not mistaken. In February recently, 2025 this year. But there had been continuous labor unrest in between in the institution. Where I was before, I was a councillor. I was still a councillor in Mohokare before I actually became a man. Actually, I'm serving the second term, I must indicate, coming from the Garib district as MMC, responsible for planning and social development. The illegal election, this one, I think, just to answer it direct, is issue of numbers. Mohokare constitute of 13 councillors. And then you will calculate that the quorum is made of 7 councillors. So in that meeting, some members of political party, a certain political party, decided not to attend, and they caucus and stuff. But the other one apparently joined, and they were not aware that he actually joined the council meeting for the council to proceed. So it's been a popular view that I'm an illegal member. Mayor, they raise it in each and every council, and I'm no longer discomfortable with that. We are actually working. So it's maybe it's issue of not understanding the numbers on those honorable members, because it's 7, you correct, then we proceed on that one. Okay, amen.
We need you to go straight to the point. We are left with 5 municipalities.
Thank you, Chair. I'll deal with the one of the 27-kilometer pipeline in Ruvel. It's one of those projects that I've indicated that comes from around 2010. What's currently happening is that the matter is under material irregularity, of which it has been referred even to the Hawks. There is leaders of political parties, councillors, who have even opened a case with the Hawks on the matter. But what we don't leave it as it is as the municipality, because that pipeline, that project is important for the community of Ruvel. We have engaged with the Department of Water and Sanitation for the completion of this project. Also, the Val Central have been brought to the table to complete this project on behalf of the municipality under Schedule 6B allocation. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I will answer the issue of the MPEC. The last sitting of the MPEC was on the 15th of July, which is last week. When I ascended the office, I resuscitated the MPEC, the risk office, as well as the disciplinary board. And with the assistance of Provincial Treasury, those committees were all trained. So I would say currently those committees are effective. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Buthelezi, Dabezita. Honorable Mkalipi.
The form that we send you to you, the responses is no, is red.
Yeah, they will respond to that. Honorable Buthelezi.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe I'll sound like a stuck record because once again, I don't see any deliberate turnaround strategy. I don't see financial plan recovery, which has been placed here. Otherwise, this might as well be just crying sessions, where you hear all the problems that are besetting the municipalities. And I think that also what is concerning, Chair, if I may just comment, is that there are so many levels of intervention for all municipalities. It's Salga, it's Kokta, it's the AG, it's the province, it's the treasury. But you just don't understand when you look at this sorry situation. Now, these are people who have just come in, touching on what my colleague said earlier. They say new broom sweep clean. Unfortunately, they have to answer these questions. I think that what one has just experienced, Chair, just now, but it relates to them and all of them today. They're really like they're all like fire engines. You ask yourself, where is room for service delivery? They are just putting out fires every day. I can't imagine when you arrive in the morning until the end of the day, where would you get time? And then maybe then just to conclude, because you don't have much time, or just on that point of service delivery, I think it's very relevant that we are new. So you need to have a very clear picture of the before and after. I just would like to know what barometer have you used to gauge what your efforts reflect in terms of the delivery in your municipality. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Majoro.
Thanks, Honorable Chair. I also want to maybe verify the issue of the form raised by Honorable Mkalipi, but the one that I have and the response that we have sent on page 10 is clearly, it reflects on the financial recovery plan. On page 11, it speaks of a low revenue collection and therefore the initiatives that we have actually undertaken. Part of is the issue of the audit of our electricity usage that we have actually discovered. Very critical on that one. We also identified the challenges with our billing system, which has actually contributed to our low collection of revenue. So we are going to attend to that. So if maybe the honorable member can assist us in terms of the relevant form, but it's in here, or maybe it was not sent.
Thank you, Major. The problem is that when we are given a chance to present, you dwell much on the background instead of zooming to those 4 or 5 questions that were sent to the municipality. Hence, the members are asking you about that. What our expectation was that you give us the background and then you dwell more on those questions, because that's the reason why we are here. Thank you. Honorable Matuani.
Sorry, Chair. Sorry, Chair, I'm sorry to jump like this. I haven't had a response to the questions I asked. Not one.
Thank you, Honorable Matuani. You can ask question when the municipality responds. They will respond to your question and the one of the barometer. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to check with the new acting municipal manager if he has a history with the municipality. If this is maybe his second stint. If it's his second stint, what were the reasons for his removal? And then also, I want to check if there are any vacancies that have been advertised in the office of the Speaker and the office of the Mayor, and what is the justification if that is the case. And in terms of the 8 million rands paid to Centlec, was there to build a substation? Was there a value for money in that contract or project? I will stop there. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member, the Executive Mayor and the team. You have two questions, including the one of Honorable Buthelezi, where he was asking about the barometer.
Thank you, Chairperson. Reason for my removal. I only knew the reason immediately when I was told to go outside the council, and then told I'll get the letter on my emails so that I can send it back to COGTA. On the letter, it was raised that the municipality does not have resources to keep me in the municipality. One of the substations of electricity, it was a district municipality of Karib that was allocated funding through INEP, but like we engaged with them, there was a shortfall in terms of that funding that they received. And what we did as Mohokare, we immediately submitted a business plan for application for funding, so that as Mohokare municipality we can complete that substation in Smithfield, so that the grid is sustainable, it doesn't give problems to the community of Smithfield. That funding has been allocated and approved. We are going to implement that project in the current financial year. By next week, we'll be taking the matter to advert, so that all potential and credible service providers can come and bid for that project. Also, in the same breath, the issue of the 200 electrification of households, we have also included it into that business plan through INEP, so that we complete those households. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I just want to answer the one of the posts in the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Mayor. Yes, of course, there are posts that are advertised. I just want to make the Honorable aware that those posts were advertised because the staff that were in both those offices have vacated the offices. There were contracts were aligned with the principal of both offices. When the principal of the office vacates the office, he vacates together with the staff. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, I've just asked the MM to assist me in terms of maybe the barometer, so he assisted me. I think the one that we actually come up with, we have analyzed and understand that continuously part of our challenges as the council is that a number of things have been, done in disregard of the law, to be honest. The provincial government has been there in terms of assisting us and guiding us on a number of issues, and some of things that actually, arises, they emanate from the fact that some of issues that happened, we were long in advance cautioned of. Now, in terms of changing the municipality from the current situation where it is, that municipality is very manageable. It forms of 3 towns, it's 7 wards, it's very manageable. It needs political will, I must say. Number 2, it needs administrative will. We have recently been able to analyze beyond as to what has actually led to issue of low revenue collection. Number 1 is our billing system. It's very simple. The issue of the staff also contributes to that, to say we need staff that has capacity. The MM indicated that in most of the posts, it's actings and actings in those posts. So basically, it's the question that might arise is that, do we close the municipality? No. Does the municipality has the potential to rise? Yes. Hence, I've indicated from the beginning that the only deterioration started at 2020, in terms 2022-2023 financial year. But that municipality has the potential to rise. And currently, we are still even servicing our communities with all those challenges there. Thank you very much. I just hope maybe I've tried to come to the issue of barometer.
Thank you, the Executive Mayor. Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Chair, It's one thing to face financial constraints and not have sufficient money, but it's an entirely different and far more critical issue when your council structures are not functional and that there are no clear time frames, there are no clear turnaround times. For instance, I've read that ward committees is not functional, it's not meeting, which means ward councillors are not doing their work, which means the speaker, that's the custodian of council, is not doing his or her work. There is a lot said about remedial action, and it states that you are looking at revenue enhancement strategies, and I knew the new buzzword is just smart meters to enhance revenue. The financial recovery plan, what is the time frame around that? The cost containment policy that is mentioned. These things are mentioned, but attached to it, when you look at it, there are no time frames attached to that, which means we will leave here and we will still have no idea, will it happen in a month, in a week, or two. Then I want to ask, do you owe the Auditor General any audit fees, outstanding audit fees? If so, what is that amount? And then, Mayor, if you can enlighten us, there is a particular court order in which you as the current Mayor are the first respondent. If you can just maybe give a bit of detail for us on that, please.
As you wrap up, Honourable Member.
I'm done. Thank you.
The Executive Mayor.
No, thank you, Honourable Member. On financial recovery, I wanted to respond earlier. Yes, Bohokari municipality does not have a financial recovery plan. However, we have a revenue enhancement strategy together with the budget funding plan. Now, these two documents then assist us we use them as a baseline to arrive at a financial recovery plan for the municipality. And then, of course, we enjoy the support of Provincial Treasury and COGTA, which we will then request them to assist us to put together a very credible financial recovery plan for implementation. And as for the Auditor General fees, yes, it's now sitting at 12.1 million that we owe to the Auditor General. We have paid, last week we've paid 2 million towards the audit fees. We've entered into the ring fencing agreement with the AG, which we intend to really honor going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. In terms of the ward committees and ward councillors, there's a schedule, that is the schedule of meeting that is being adopted by council with regarding the sitting of the meetings. And in terms of responsibility of the speaker, as we speak currently, in my office, all the litigations towards the municipality are on my table. I'm studying them, and I would like to make a request and appeal to the committee sitting here today to be assisted or to be provided with support of the legal guru, because there are many wrong resolutions that were taken by council that one has to rectify, or the council currently has to rectify and work towards those litigations. And we cannot address the litigations without the assistance or the knowledge of the law guru. We therefore request to be assisted or given the support of the law guru to address those litigations towards the municipality. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honourable Member. In line with the issue of the court order, yes, I'm aware of the court order, where I was actually cited as a first respondent. It's actually in line with the issue of residential sites in the ward that I'm actually residing in.
Thank you. Honorable Member, can we please allow the Executive Mayor to respond? You are protected, Executive Mayor. Are you done?
Yes, Honorable Chair. I think the Honorable Member asked if I'm aware, so I'm saying yes, I'm aware of such.
Thank you, Honorable Members. Thank you, Executive Mayor. Honorable Mwali.
Thank you so much.
Mwali.
Thank you so much. From the presentation and from the response, the Speaker said you have impact and the audit committee and the disciplinary board in place, not functional, because you've just last week set them up, right? So they are in place, they are not functional because they haven't produced anything. Or do you have anything that they've produced since they have been established? I heard that you said that you've trained them. And number two, Mayor, do we agree that the sole mandate of the municipality is to provide service, not to pay salaries? Right. So, from your presentation, I picked up that you are prioritizing and even mentioning that for the past 2 months you've been paying salaries. You only touched on the issue of service when the questions were arising, of which the sole mandate of the municipality is to provide service, not to pay salaries. Therefore, I'm worried from this document that you gave us. We've got disclaimers because of the background you gave us. But I was expecting that you are going to give us a plan on how to remove all of them, to change the whole thing. What is your plan? Because you are mentioning that you've just joined, you've assumed office on the 26th of last month, I assume. And you got things like how they are looking now. I was expecting a solid plan on how we are going to recover from this picture, because we can expect another disclaimer from what you've just explained now. If you are using grants to fund operations, if we are using if from your employees some decide to resign today, would you be able to pay them their retirement monies in the current state the municipality is looking? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor and Honorable Member. I would love to answer this one of MPEC. I've said, Honorable Member, the MPEC, the Risk Committee and Disciplinary Board have been resuscitated. Those committees were established in October 2021, but when one ascends the office, those committees were ascended, and with the assistance received from Treasury, they were all trained. And there's also, maybe the one thing that I didn't mention was that there's a time frame put that those committees need to work and provide evidence of the work that has been done. The time frame given there is the 20th of August 2025. Thank you very much.
No, thanks, Chair. The plan to change the disclaimer, yes, is there, Honorable Member. Let me indicate that on my arrival, our system financial system was actually off. It was off, and then the payment were actually done outside the system. We paid the financial system, and then it is open as we speak. It's one of things that we are putting in place to ensure that we try to change the situation. Number two, we are preoccupied with the revenue enhancement strategies to implement them, not to put them in paper, nice as they. Let me indicate, Honorable Member. Part of is that on the issue, let me speak of electricity. What we did audit. What ESCOM actually bills us versus what we collect. And we found serious, differences there. We started to embark on the audit of our meters. One saddening experience is that most of our electricity is bypassed in the urban areas, I must indicate. And we find that, let me make a typical example of one household, that the owner is in England. The house, it's contractors who are renting who are staying there. They have bypassed our actual electricity so that they can consume. Part of is that our swimming pools also there. Where they have swimming pools, they have bypassed the electricity in actual the urbans. So it's one of the things that we've been engaging around on those matters. Part of, we have taken the issues of the rates and rate and taxes to public consultation to our committee members. Some they are still querying them, and we have engaged them directly to say what are issues so that we find one another in terms of addressing them. I've indicated on the issue of our billing system to say we serve our communities with the bills that are very questionable, honestly, even from my side, to say you are paying, your debt is going up, is not actually being reduced. Then we need to deal with that, and that's where we are actually preoccupied in terms of turning around and moving away with the spending of the conditional grants money for its intended purposes. Part of our MIG is that, as I conclude, part of our MIG is actually re-gazetted in the district. We have just recently re-signed our MOU with them to say the money stays there. We only give the district the certificates after they've been approved, and then they release only that portion of money that is actually claimed by said service provider to our account, and then immediately we pay. So it is, we have good relations also with the district in line with that. It also assists us, but where we need to go deeper is to ensure that revenue enhancement with all the systems that are actually in place. Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
Thank you. Before I give to the Chair, we must also recap that as the municipality was presenting, what we've highlighted as a problem is that their salary bill is 60%, which is very high. Their collection rate is very low. And there is also an issue of the court order where the Honorable Member asked about it, but they need to go into details of the court order. And then lastly is on the questions. When they were presenting, they did not extensively answered those questions. So if as and when they wrap up, they can just take us along on those matters. So I will now give.
Oh, no, thanks, Chair. I thought it's bad, dead scope. But I think you have serious problems in your municipalities. No, I think now I know it. Before even the presentation come, I know the collection rate will be low. Grants will be used to pay for salaries. The payments of workers will not be pension funds won't be paid over. I think by now I know. But my worry here, I understand that the leadership just entered. My question again, I asked even those that were before you, do you have a turnaround strategy? Have you developed any implementation plan? We know that next year we are going to elections, but what will be the base, even those that will come in, that will implement from there to ensure that this municipality recover? Secondly, these employees, when they retire, actually my biggest worry with what I'm hearing here today is about workers. When these workers retire, do you take in account the time value of their pension fund that you did not pay to pension fund you kept with you, that's losing value, and the interest that they would have earned when the pension fund would have invested their money? Do you take it into account when you negotiate this resignation? What is your, can you just give us, what is your model of saying that you are resigning, you are owing so much of pension fund on your pension? How do you determine how much you must pay to that person? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. In terms of I'll go straight to the issue of the pension fund. We have made the payment arrangement with the pension fund because of this legacy debt of 140 million. We have started paying them last week. We have engaged and agreed with them that as soon as any member resigns, they must calculate the benefit of the member and the money that he has contributed for the previous years that he has been working or she has been working in the municipality. We said all the time we'll be paying the current account and the area account on pension funds, so that we don't find people resigning and then not getting their benefit after resigning. Thank you.
Okay, are we done with the questions? No, because once we're gone, we're gone. We're not coming back. They've had more than enough time. Thank you very much. Province, let's deal with the province. We'll start here, 1, 2, 3. Let's keep it to 3 and close. Okay. Now I won't listen to her, but I will not open the opportunity again. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. It's a general theme in the Free State, and it's an issue with the reporting on MFMAs. Is that the people who are supposed to be held accountable are not held accountable. So we're sitting with a new team. It's an acting, etc. And many times we sit with these people and they just say, well, we'll be different. And the people who should be held accountable, we don't have access to them. Let me give an example. We've just heard that there is that the matter of the Paisley Dam has been referred to the SIU. I was just wondering if the political parties and the Auditor General did not identify this, whether the municipality would have picked up on this. Where are the control measures to ensure that that the contracts that are being paid for actually bring value for money? But on that note, when we speak about the Paisley Dam, there is this issue with the project manager in Moakare, who was suspended, I think, after the Auditor General report was suspended, and then 4 months later, now recently, he's been reappointed, which is kind of strange. How did this happen? And I think, Mayor, you also said to the media this is strange. So can we get an update on that? Is that being investigated? Who reappointed this project manager? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I'm really requesting that we must try and shorten the questions, because we drag a lot of time with the questions, and now we're going to have a bit of a problem dealing with the next lot. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair, very much, Chair. If I had it correctly, the Mayor acknowledged that there's an issue with the billing system of Moakare. What's the plan to turn around the billing crisis in Moakare? As I understand it, earlier this year, Kokta awarded 3.8 million via Griep District to Moakare to sort out the billing. Well, it was for municipal financial performance. What's the turnaround plan for financial planning, the billing crisis and so forth, if there is one? And then just for the committee perhaps to take note is that currently there is a indoor sports center being built in Smithfield to the tune of close to 57 million rand. I think it's by Department Sports, Arts and Culture. I'm not sure if it's being funded from national or the province. But my concern is once assets like these of close to 60 million is then handed over on completion to a municipality like Moakare that's in dire financial strains, will they be able to actually maintain such an asset of the tune of 56 million rand? Thank you, Chair.
Last question.
Thank you, Chair. Of the 3 towns that in Moakare where prepaid meters were prioritized, they were installed in Rouville and in Zastron, but not in Smithfield. The ones in Smithfield were returned, taken back by the supplier due to non-payment. It's been prioritized, but how can it be prioritized if implementation is lacking? Then does Eskom and the water boards, and do you have bulk meters for Eskom and for the water boards so that you know how much money you've been, how much power and stuff you're relating to? And then lastly speaking, Mr. Mayor, there was a court order that was raised earlier. There's a cost order against you to pay the costs. Will you be paying the money back, and when? And sorry, there is another one. The reports indicate that the MCAT members are trained and meetings are scheduled, yet the meetings rarely have quorum. How is this problem going to be navigated to keep officials accountable? Thank you.
Let's get the responses.
Thanks, Chairperson. I'll start with the one of the project manager for PMU, whom when I arrived in June, and other officials, there were about 9 officials who were suspended. AG have made a finding on the issue of the 27 kilometer, of which AG they've requested the management to investigate the matter and provide a report. But immediately after AG they've submitted that one official out of all the scheme was suspended without being charged. The matter even went to CCMA. He have got the certificate that he was suspended irregularly. He should be coming back to work, that the municipality must pay for the damages and the cost, of which I did send the legal team to CCMA to say this was done vengefully by someone who acted for that period, to an extent that the municipality cannot afford to be litigated unnecessary, rather take the money of the legal issues to service delivery. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, proceed.
No, thank you, ma'am. On the issue of accounts, we are aware of those issues where the customer would come and raise an issue of an incorrect billing or incorrect account. But what we've done is that we've issued a public notice talking to our communities on 3 issues. One is encouraging them to pay for their services. Number 2 is that in an instance where they do not have money to pay or they cannot afford, they should come forward and register for indigent subsidy. And the 3rd one is to also encourage them to come to the municipality to be assisted with their accounts. And that is happening on a daily basis, where a customer would come in with a specific issue on their account, because it's different reasons that they are bringing, and then we are able to assist them at our offices. We had issues with our billing system, but when we investigated, we realized that it's a back office kind of an issue. You know, the tariff parameters and all those issues. But the service provider has since corrected the mistakes there. Hence, we are able to assist our customers. Thanks.
Thanks, Chair. On the issue of the sports facility that is being built in Smithfield, Honourable Member, there's actually a plan that we are going to be involved into, because we have noticed that most of our sports facilities, they are getting demolished when they are underutilized and stuff in the municipalities. Not only that one, at least that one, it's still at the construction level. On the issue of the prepaid meters, yes, indeed, Honourable Member, the contractor was owed an amount of 2 million in line with that prepaid smart meters, actually, that were to be installed and prioritized. We are also going to ensure that we bring the project back, and then, because it's going to assist us in terms of also controls going forward on how our water usage is actually done. We are not paying any water board. We are actually purifying our own water internally as the municipality. We do have capacity, so we don't owe any water board in line with that. On the issue of ESCOM, our electricity, we only have the contract on month-to-month basis with the vending. vending, but the maintenance and everything, we are doing it internally, and we are doing it very well. I must say, since we do it internally without outsourcing that service of maintenance. Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, he didn't answer my question about is he going to pay back the costs?
Oh, thank you very much on that one. Honorable Chair, yes, it's very interesting, that court order. It actually says the municipality must do by the right and actually give the people land who are prepared to build on their own. It should be, there's actually 5 things that we are ordered to do in that court order. So the mayor will have to pay ultimately on the issue of the cost. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We should then bring the discussion to a conclusion. Thanks for all your contribution. We remain concerned about the state of the municipality. I think similar to the previous ones, the real issue is the challenge that is faced by the municipality in terms of its sustainability, starting from the issue of the revenue base, whether you have or don't have the financial recovery plan. The issue is the revenue base as a starting point, and the issues therefore about the level to which you are dependent on the grants. It's an issue that I think we have to bring back for the provincial and national government to look at. I think most of the municipalities under Harib have got the same problem. Very rural, very poor, that's one problem. And of course, its knock-on effect on the issues of service delivery on the community and their inability to attract the right professionals to do the work. It's the other problem. But I think we also note the fact that there's been a lot of community distress, protests coming out in the area, creating also this kind of instability. Politically and administrative instability has been one of the issues, and what we hope you will be able to do is to bring a bit more calmness at that level, because no municipality can operate under such circumstances. Beyond that, our major concern becomes the huge debts that this municipality is going through. ESCOM debt and also the debts relating to the third party payments, pension payment, which is a huge challenge. The issue of your financial management is another bigger problem. Your wage bill is huge, and I think we have to look at the staffing. You should be able to do a proper skills audit to see what kind of staff you need and what you don't, and look at how that can be rationalized. For us, we think that it's a kind of self-inflicted injury that can be managed. Then, of course, the rest of the other issues relate to the internal systems around auditing. Your internal audit system, your audit committees, the functionality of your MPEC, the AG has raised the concern about you have never given a reason why your MPEC is not being functional, despite it's being given training, investigations are also not conducted for unauthorized irregular expenses, and the risk committee meeting, but once in a while, once in a year, which again is not within the expected norm. Also other issues that relate to all the turmoil within the senior management, which has really given us the kind of outcomes that we have had. These issues for us are the main major matters of concern. The members have been raising the question about whether such municipalities should in fact exist. I think that's not what you can answer. You have been born into that situation, so there's an issue that we need to pick up at a much higher level, excuse me, as a real challenge that we have to kind of deal with. Your management of your conditional grants is another big problem, which is why we think that the provincial government has to be very close to you. We will share these comments coming from the Auditor General, because we believe that a lot of this needs not only just to be corrected, but we also need it to be monitored, and we will be getting the first report in 3 months from now, and so it must show a difference. Certainly the Auditor General must find different outcomes when they come in next. It is also quite a lot of concern that you owe the Auditor General so much as well. So we hope that these are issues that you will be able to address. With that, at this point, let me then say thank you. We will expect you to continue to do this work, and then of course report appropriately to the provincial government. The MEC is now understanding instruction to give us all these reports, and all these members here will deliberate over these reports at the provincial level, at the national level, and as you can see, you are dealing with not one committee, you are dealing with several committees that have all to apply their minds in terms of the progress that we are seeing in the work that you do. So thank you very much for that. Let me then say you are at this point released, and have a lovely evening, or whatever remains of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Can I just address the members in this house? Members in this house, I'm not sure who's your whip this side. I see the empty benches are increasing. Somebody should appoint themselves as a whip to deal with the empty benches, because we need solidarity at this point. Honorable members, we have a challenge. We have asked these municipalities to be here with us, and it will be fair to work with them until we finish, because it won't cause problem in the morning. We've got two options. The one option is that we continue at the rate which we are, knowing that the members have got all the rights to ask the questions and repeat the questions and demand their answers. And in which case we go on until 9:30, we break for 30 minutes, have dinner, come back and take it to conclusion. That's one option. The other option is that the chairperson allocates the time and allocates the speakers and cut them at the time when they need to be cut, and shorten the whole process, which may not be satisfactory, but then the members will have to give me their own views of how they would like us to deal with it. Knowing members of parliament, I won't open this up for discussion. You can send us messages on the WhatsApp. Let's ask the next team to come in. There will not be break. There will not be a break. Members of parliament, it's difficult to manage one party when there are many, even worse. So I won't even try it. So, honorable members, you know you've got the two options. We are going to proceed. We're now coming to Lijwele Putswa, and that's a district. And after that, we have got Inala, Maselonyana, Tuhuluho, Tsulupili, Machabeng, and who? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've got 6 municipalities within the time available to us, and also knowing that members of parliament are full-time members, so they don't mind. They're basically on contract, a 24-hour contract, so at any one time they're still on duty. So we will proceed. Please introduce your team, and then go ahead. You've got the first 10 minutes, and the rest will be questions. Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good evening to the Chair and all protocol observed. I'm Veronica Ntakumbana, the Executive Mayor of Lizwe Lipuzwa District Municipality. I'm with the Municipal Manager, Ndate Maheta. I'm also with the Speaker of the District, Ndate Jerens Dikane. I'm also with the CFO, Ndate Kelvin Khwabane. Thank you very much, Chair. The district municipality is a district with unqualified audit opinion in the with matters of emphasis. We have been trying to be assisted by the Auditor General on the matters of emphasis starting from the first week of June, where part of the matters that they were assisting us with was the issue of MPEG.
I'm sorry, can I just disturb you for a while? Honourable members, I'm sorry, I have now been updated with the information. We will not be able to order supper here. So please order in your own hotels and try and make arrangements for dinner. We will move from now to finish, and then we'll have dinner waiting for you in your hotels. Please, let's take that as the approach, and then let's proceed. Honourable Mayor, please go on with your report.
Thank you very much, Chair. We have been assisted by Auditor General on the matters of emphasis. They came to our shores to come and assist us on the matters that we've been sitting with as on unqualified. We also a municipality that only depended on the grant. 98% of us, of our budget is on the grant. We also had a problem when we were dealing with the matters that of the previous years with MPEG. We've got an MPEG that was established, but the problem that Auditor General put on us was when the MPEG did not submit the report to council before the end of the financial year, where we had a backlog that in 2 years we had to deal with that matter, and that all those investigations were done by MPEG. So we're taken to council and they were deferred to the Financial Disciplinary Board. We have got the Functional Disciplinary Board, which we had in before that started, and we had the new one that has been established because that term of that one ended. We had an audit committee, but our audit committee at some stage we had to dissolve in December due to the non-functionality of it. We have got a new audit committee. On the issues that were raised by the committee, I will allow the municipal manager to deal with them. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Good evening, all protocol observed. Can I zoom into the issues that were raised by the Auditor General? One of the issues that was raised by the Auditor General dealt with budget spending not aligned to key performance areas. Now, in as far as this query was concerned, the quarterly performance reports did not have a column that was speaking to the budget as it was incurred by the municipality. In terms of two identified areas where that comprised of 81%, it's on. But we are saying that in this financial year, performance report, irregular expenditure, most of it came from appointment of panels and extension of contracts that were irregular. We reflect on triple PFA. We were also flagged on extension of contracts that were extended on a month-to-month basis without following the SCM processes. Now, in as far as this one, which was a thorny issue on contract extension, all those contracts, almost all of them, in 98% of those contracts that were on a month-to-month basis, have been procured and appointments completed. In terms of other measures that we have employed. Contract management register has been compiled to ensure compliance with conductor of the end user department, legal manager, and SCM manager. In terms of consequence management, we have referred these matters to MPEC. Investigations were done. Some matters were referred to the Financial Disciplinary Board, and others were regarded as irrecoverable. MPEC presented all the reports to Council for condonment. On internal processes followed, officials were faced with consequence management as outlined. The other one dealt with non-implementation of the post-audit action plan. In as far as this audit finding was concerned, the institution developed and monitored the post-audit action plan on the financial management capacity maturity model. That is a system that is monitored live by both the provincial and national treasury. Checklists were also developed and monthly reviews were conducted throughout the period in ensuring non-repetition of previous findings and prevention of emerging risks. Part of the things that we're dealing with as a municipality, management has come with a solution in that on monthly basis, when management sits, monthly progress reviews are held to track progress. UIF expenditure is a standing item on the management meetings. We are aware that in some instances there were some of the departments that let us down, but the consequence management became the order of the day in such identified areas. Non-compliance with Section 75 of the MFMA. Different contracts were entered into with different respective service providers. When joy was not received from these service providers, their contracts were terminated. Currently, this area has been sorted out as 100% of the website development has been completed and our website is live. But we had to take action against the responsible official. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are we done?
Yes, we are.
Thank you very much. Let's take the questions. My comments are not meant to be a penning order. No, we're not going to do that. You're gonna process until we finish. Van Sale, you first, and then Mkalipi, you are next. Matiwani, you are Ngapa. All right, that's fine. Let's proceed.
Thank you. Are you responsible for any collectible services as a district municipality? So can you bill for anything, or are you grant dependent? I might have missed that. That's the first thing. And then what percentage do you spend on salaries every month? And then obviously dependent on if you can bill for anything, what is your collection rate? I don't know if you're a water service provider. Thank you.
Response, please.
Okay, maybe I'll start first and the CFO will come. Unfortunately, we are not, but we are still pursuing our powers and functions. But part of the things that we are dealing with in terms of revenue collection is based on municipal health services, wherein we are now in the process of receiving bylaws that have been gazetted to the province, COCTA, and we are expecting that once that has been done, we'll be in a position to go to those spaza shops and other establishments.
Wait. That's future.
Oh.
The question is, are you?
Yes, we are hamstrung. We can't do that without our powers and functions. Thank you.
Let's be direct on the question. Are you collecting anything that you bill for?
Oh no. Oh no.
That really was the answer. Okay. Honorable Mkalipi. Sorry? Oh yes, no, the salary bill, yeah.
No, thank you, Chairperson. Our salary bill is way over 95%.
How much do you collect and how much do you pay out to the salaries?
As indicated, Chairperson, we are 98% dependent on grants. What we normally then do as additional revenue, as and when we receive equitable share, we then invest the money. So we then try then to generate revenue by any interest from the investment.
So how much is invested just now?
Come again?
How much is invested right now?
Currently we have 45 million that is invested.
And how much does it give you back?
Well, depending on the periods, because remember this is what we are dependent on. So at times we'll invest for 3 months, at other times we'll invest for 6 months. So it will vary.
So how much does 45 million give you? Just give us an example.
Well, the current interest rate is at 8.7%, Chairperson.
I'm sure CFO, you can calculate that and give me the figure. I don't have to calculate it myself. Look, the next question really is, how much do you pay out in your salaries?
Our monthly bill for salaries is plus minus 14 million. Yes, Chairperson.
Okay. All right. Van Zyl?
Thank you, Chairperson. Just to note, and district municipalities is another layer of paying salaries. That's what district municipalities is. Thank you.
Mkalipi?
Thank you, Chair. It's just to make a follow-up on the question, how many employees that need so much? That's one. So, according to the AG, we are not doing very bad. MM and Mayor. So I was listening to you when you were also justifying the budget spending that is not aligned to key performance areas. And then you were saying MM is because we didn't fill the column from the AG's report. So TNAT was sitting here. We're interested on service delivery. Please cover that. The last point, Chair, that I want to make, as much as your books looks good, we encourage that, but you are also an umbrella to other municipalities. We are presiding over the local municipalities. So what is your role to help them before the province intervene? The last one, can you share with us about the municipality and investment that you had for the past 10 years? When you were using that investment, it didn't even take a year for you to bubudla it. What happened now? Thank you, Chair.
Please respond.
No, thank you very much. In terms of service delivery to local municipalities, we are assisting local municipalities with different programs. We have Letsema, we have municipal support, where in municipalities that are having problems, they do make requests to us and we assist them, especially with fleet, yellow fleet, and other measures of assisting municipalities are done in the form of assistance in different types of forums or fora, wherein our different IGRs are assisting different respective personnel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. We have got 127 employees as a district municipality. Another assistance is we also send personnel in that local municipality. On the money that we used to have in the municipality before, we once said 120 million rand, and later on we had 90 million rand, and later we had 60 million rand. That's why we're sitting at 45 at the moment. Thank you very much, Chair.
So if you didn't save, if you didn't put money for investment, where do you get money for salaries?
Chair, we get money from salary on the equitable share that comes to us. As I said, we're depending on the grant, and that's the money that we also invest.
You just got me off balance completely now. The question I'm trying to get from you, so equitable share, how much of the equitable share is specific for salaries?
Chairperson, maybe just to give figures, in the current financial year that has just started, we budgeted an amount of 141 million for salaries, 12 million for remuneration of councillors, and we're receiving an equitable share of 156 million. I think we did indicate that we're paying way over.
Just say that slowly.
Apologies, Chair. I was saying that we're receiving, or will be receiving, an amount of 156 million.
156.
156.
That's the total equitable share.
Correct, Chair.
Budgets for salaries?
And then employees' salaries amounts to 141 million.
141.
Correct, Chair.
And then 12 million goes to
councillors' remunerations will amount to 12 million.
And what would you say is the services that you have rendered for 160 million? 155 million, because it's already overshooting?
Chairperson, it is overshooting. I think maybe to come to the question of the investment amount that we once had, to cover those services, we've been using that investment to do.
No, that's not the question. The question is, you have now paid yourselves and councillors and everyone 155 million. You received 150 million, and I'm asking you, you get paid to do what? Now, government is giving you 150. 141 million plus 12 million is almost 155 million. 153, okay, to be exact. 153. So you're already short by 3 million. Leave that fact. Let's just deal with the fact that now you've got the money. Then, what do you do with it? What do you do then to get paid? What is it that you're doing to get paid?
Chairperson, there are services that the municipality is doing, and to cover those services, we use investment.
No. There are these services. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I'm going to answer this question, so don't worry. If you don't answer now, you're going to answer later. What do you do? Next question is, do you really need 140 of you, to 125 of you to do it, whether in fact this money could have just gone to 2 people and the rest went to services? I'm asking you, what do you then do once you've been paid? Sorry?
Chair, I said wait for the next month's salary. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the municipal manager. We'll come to you, Mayor, afterwards. Municipal manager, You've now received 153 million rand throughout the whole year. What were you paid for?
There is an important question that was asked by the...
Look, municipal manager, listen. You see, all of these gentlemen and ladies here are politicians.
Okay.
They have the skill to tell you a lot without saying anything. Don't try that. Just enumerate. We do A, B, C, D, E. One.
There are two programs that I have highlighted. One is the Letsema project, wherein we are assisting the local municipalities with services. For an example, we've been assisting local municipalities that were shouting out to us for help in terms of cleaning programs, in terms of...
What's cleaning?
No, it's EPWP, and also we have fleet that we also assist them with, that we give to them as in when they are requesting it.
EPWP is within the 123 people that you have employed, or is separate?
No, it's separate.
Who?
It's separate.
So you could have, EPWP could have done the work without you because they are there.
Chairperson, but one must indicate that we are a special district municipality.
No.
We are special.
Look, no. You are special, you are everything. Describe yourself. I don't want the description. I want to know, what do you do? Don't describe yourself. You're beautiful, you're tall, you're handsome. Leave that. What do you do? Let's deal with that aspect.
That's one of the reasons why, Chairperson, we are crying out for support.
No. What do you do? Don't go around. Just tell us you do this, you do this, you do this. That's all I want.
It's difficult to explain without explaining how special we are. Yes, we are special. In a negative way.
All right, look.
Unlike
No.
districts.
Leave it. No. Then cut it off. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. What we do as a district, we do have programs that we do as a district that we do in the local municipalities. So most of the time we go out.
No, just list them.
Chairperson?
Just list them. Don't explain, just list. You know, we send them water to drink. We go and clean their homes. We don't, just list.
Chairperson, one of the issues that we do the food testing as a district, which is one of our core functions. We also do the water sampling. We also do moral regeneration, HIV and AIDS. Those are the programs that are in our IDP that we go and do in local municipalities that are around us.
Now, how do you fund them?
We do fund them in our IDP and in the KPAs that we have in the district.
No. You've already got 153 million. And you have made it all salaries. So where do you get the money to do a pamphlet for HIV? Leave the fact that there's a Department of Health that should actually be giving you the pamphlets. But let's just get an example. Where do you get that money?
On the reserve, Chairperson, that we used to have in the municipalities, I've indicated that we had the reserves that we've been getting an interest on. So we utilize those monies from the interest that we can do the other programs for the district.
Okay, let's talk about this HIV program. That program can be done by 5 people. Okay. The other one, what did you say was the other one?
Moral regenerations.
Moral regeneration. Moral regeneration can be done by non-NGOs without salary from you. Okay.
Yes, Chair.
Right. Continue. What else? I'm still trying to find something that, what are you paid for yourself?
We also send other employees of us to go and work in the local municipalities to give them some support, like what I've indicated, that at some stage in one of the municipalities where they've got some gaps, we go and assist as a municipality.
In other words, they have employed people, you go and on top of that. The local municipality has employed its own people, but you then go and put your own people because we've got nothing else to do.
We do second them, Chair, to those municipalities when they've got a crisis.
Van Zyl?
Thank you, Chairperson. Just to put this in context, I'm going to help. The said we supply yellow fleet, right? We can help the locals with yellow fleet. But that 153 million rand for the locals could have bought 10 graders, 25 TLBs, 10 excavators, 10 front-end loaders, 10 rollers, and 5 water tankers. So we don't need the district to give them one every 6 weeks. It could have been bought to the municipality. So this is an extra layer of job creation that is not useful. There's grants for EPWP. There's grants from Traditional Affairs for Moral Regeneration. I was a district councillor myself. I know. It doesn't have to be there. There's a directorate. There's a top getting paid top notches because they are more than the local municipalities. So that is the problem. It's like this all over. Thank you.
Direko? Now you're inspired. Okay. Okay. All right.
A crisis because of the district municipalities are legislated. And in terms of the functions of district municipality, they are dealing with the issues of they serve as a coordinating structure of all municipalities. So in the case of Lejweleputswa, what seems to be a problem is that we understand that there's these core functions, but we need to look at the value for money. Yes, we agree that it is the responsibility of the district municipalities to support the local municipality. But in terms of Lejweleputswa, we've got 5 local municipalities under the district. And these 5 local municipalities are falling under the distressed municipality, which means that there's a human resource but is not doing what is expected to do. Because if there was that proper coordination in terms of the staff establishment that they have, then we could have seen the result of the local municipality.
Kube?
No, thanks, Kabazela. I think me and you, we have the same understanding of usually what the district municipality usually does, which is usually water and so on and so on. So I'm a bit confused in terms of in this to local municipalities provide water themselves. What is the arrangement? Because if local municipalities provide water, it means then you don't need a district municipality.
Mweli? Yes, Mweli?
Thank you, Chairperson. I think what makes it very difficult to understand this, to comprehend this, Chair, is that you'd find that some district municipalities take certain functions. For instance, if local municipalities are providing water to the commuters or to the communities, then a district municipality probably will be saying we are providing or we are taking care of electricity. In that way, then the district municipality has a function in as far as it is supporting the local municipalities. But in this case, we can't pick up even one valuable item that is a sole mandate or a function of this district municipality. Instead, we are seeing collapsing local municipalities under a district municipality that is allocated or is getting over 150 million, but there's no value for money because we don't see any support or we don't see any performance from the local municipalities that fall under this district municipality. That's why the chairperson keeps on saying, what is the function of this district municipality? Because we don't see value from the local municipalities that fall under this district municipality.
Please.
You know, Chair, the first concern is that the colleague sitting there needs to be able to tell us if they understand what is the formula that you use for to consider when you consider the equitable share. The formula, National Treasury gives you guidelines in terms of your budget management and your prioritization. I mean, you need to look at factors like poverty, demographic service backlogs, and to ensure municipalities, you know, can meet their obligations. The first thing, Chair, that I would expect the team to tell us, we employ so many environmental health practitioners. We want to know and hear that. And those environmental health practitioners employed by the district, they have a specific program. But then the rest of your programs that is outlined through the legislation, you can not even do that. And it's purely because I don't think that you adhere to the formula that is guiding how you get to use and prioritize your equitable share. And that is a crying shame.
What do you want?
Thank you, Chair. You know, the municipalities, I want to just to stress the fact that the municipalities' audit outcomes have remained stagnant for the past 5 years, with findings on supply chain management. That includes awards to other state officials, inadequate contract management, awards to family partners or associates, uncompetitive and unfair procurement. So you get the sense why it is really a special municipality, a rewarding municipality at that, a special patronage zone or a gravy train, if you can call it that, because it only exists to feed those who are close or who are close to power, because that is what we are getting. Because the municipal manager cannot tell us what the municipality does. The mayor is also struggling to tell us what the municipality does. So it just exists for the mere fact of existing. It has no impact on the material conditions of the poor and the working class. It is just there to take money from the fiscus. That's all. Thank you. Thank you.
Province. You're now inspired. All right, we'll have the two hands. Let's start with you, Musabat.
Chair, to the CFO and the mayor, I think they would know. In 2022, could you give us a figure, and just plain figures, how much was invested by the municipality 2022? How much was invested in 2023? And I'm saying this because you just said that your investments this year are sitting at 45 million. Chair, I beg for indulgence from them now through you.
Work out those numbers. You're going to give them one by one. I'll allow more questions so that you'll be calculating.
There's a follow-up to those questions, Chair.
You want it now or later?
If they could indulge us now, Chair.
No, they won't give you.
us.
No, I want them to go check that whilst we're busy. Then we'll come back to them.
Okay.
It's fine. I'll give it to you.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Honorable Klute.
Thank you, Chair. Just to add another level of speciality, the Leslie Putswa Development Agency, how is that agency funded? What's its budget for the current year, and what's its purpose? What exactly is the LDA supposed to be doing? Thank you, Chair.
Can we have the last question?
Thank you, Chair. The question I've got is, do you have a functional organogram? Now, I've asked that question quite a bit tonight, but I want to explain what I mean by that. Because everyone's saying yes, but the question is, underneath the organogram must actually be a name of each position of an employee. And then add to that a job description. For example, municipal manager, and the job description can't be we are a special municipality. It must actually say what his job is. And do they actually do those jobs? So that would, if you can explain what you're doing with 144 people and your actual organogram then makes sense of it, that would, if you go and look at that carefully, you would be able to cut your staff down to at least 1/3 of what you've got at the moment, because I can guarantee you half those people will be coming in and saying as well, we are a special municipality or we're a special department. And then what measures are in place to ensure the consequence management I've just spoken about, that decisions are handed out with written warnings, demotions, dismissals, and then consequently, consistently applied and not reversed. That would change the aspect of your district municipality inherently.
Let's get the answers, and then I will get the figures at the end so that you can take the follow-up. Let's answer these other questions.
Okay. If I may start, thank you very much, Chairperson. I started by indicating that we are having environmental health services. So we have officials there who are doing the work in as far as environment management is concerned. We also have staff that is dealing with pollution and other related management related issues. But the most important thing that I would like to highlight, because it was not special in a positive sense, but special in a negative sense. You find historically warm bodies that have been appointed. When powers devolved in 2007, in terms of appointment of EHS personnel that came from local municipalities, those powers were not backed by finance, and you had to raise money to make sure that they have cars to visit these spaza shops and also assist in different respective areas that are environment related. You, on daily basis, these people are supposed to go and visit these establishments and make sure that they meet out some compliance related issues. That's the special that I was referring to. Other district municipalities, even though they are not water authority municipality, you have a district like Sidibeng, they are an agent of licensing. They get revenue from that. In 2005 and 2008 respectively, in the districts that are in the Free State, powers were devolved to the local municipalities. Those are the powers in terms of Section 84, subsection 1A, up to P. But if you look at those powers that were taken from the district municipality, with some of those powers, if this district was having those powers, for an example, market was devolved to Machabeng local municipality, and the district of Sidibeng is still having market. It's an agent in terms of Section 84, subsection 1, that is dealing with public transport regulation and licensing. They get revenue from that, but we don't get revenue as a district. Can I move to LDA? And hence we said we are asking, we cried out loud and say, can you please assist us to get those powers back? We have shouted at the National COCTA, Provincial COCTA, MDB, to get those powers back. Now, yes, LDA is affected. because we are affected in terms of funds. In terms of job description, job descriptions are there in terms of the prototype structure that has been highlighted. People of EHS are supposed to do what they are supposed to do.